YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician's channel. And today on Tool Talk episode 34, we're going to be getting into an infrared thermometer. But I want to start off with, this is my first video with my new camera, the Nikon B500. So I would really appreciate it if you guys could kind of tell me how does the video quality look as well as the audio. I'm really hoping it's an improvement, and I hope you guys enjoy the new content. If the lighting is a little weird or the audio, please let me know so I can either get a better microphone or maybe adjust the lighting. But please leave a comment down below of what you guys think of the quality now that I have a professional camera instead of using my phone. I'm still getting used to it, so please let me know how it is. But as I stated, we're going to be getting into the infrared thermometer, which is great for both the automotive field as well as things outside of the automotive field. I also want to mention, stay tuned for my next two videos, which will be covering my top 5 most commonly used tools here at home, and then my next one will be my top 5 uncommon used tools. Basically those 5 tools that you don't really use all that often, but can really be a lifesaver when you do need them. So make sure to stay tuned for those videos upcoming. And let's get into this infrared thermometer. So these things range anywhere from $15 to $150 if you're looking at, let's say, the Matco or Snap-on one, which the differences in that is basically the accuracy, maybe being able to recharge the unit, and some of them do come with a plug-in for, like, let's say, a temperature probe for reading liquids a little bit more accurately, or an AC vent, things like that. But this is a $15 one. You can check out the reviews. It's unbranded. It's just an infrared thermometer. Amazon, eBay, anything like that. You can find them all over. This one does have many more functions than a lot of them do. They are as simple as just point and shoot, and that's about it. This one does have a couple features that are pretty nice, like a difference mode where I could shoot one thing and then shoot a different thing, and it'll hold that old temperature and that new temperature, and it'll tell you the difference. As well as you can change the EMS, which is basically how accurate it is when reading a certain substance, such as rubber, dirt, limestone, iron, different types of metal, glass, ice, lots of different things. And it will come with a small little instruction book that gives you a little graph of how you can adjust, if I can find it, the EMS number in order to get the most accurate reading of whatever you're measuring. Let's say you're testing coolant, but you're checking the radiator hoses, then you could set it to rubber to get your most accurate measurement. So make sure you can see this. Hope you guys can see that. I'm not sure if it's focusing or not, but basically you can test aluminum, asbestos, asphalt, brass, brick, carbon, ceramic, dirt, frozen food, hot food, glass, ice, iron, lead, limestone, oil, paint, paper, rubber, sand, all different sorts of things. There's lots of different ones, and you basically just set the EMS setting on this device and it will give you the most accurate reading. I'm not going to go through and show you testing each thing that it can, just giving you an idea of what this one's capable of just a small amount of $15. It does turn on just by pulling the trigger, and you will just hold the trigger, and as you can see there's a laser on the wall, if I can stop shaking, and you wait till the temperature kind of steadies out and you release and it locks the temperature. It does shut off automatically after like 10 or 15 seconds. You can see the EMS here at the bottom. I hope you guys can see the screen. It says 0.98, which is best for reading. Let's take a look. 0.98 is good for ice and limestone as well as skin. So I would suggest, if you're using this in the automotive field and you do have this one, that maybe you kind of memorize the most commonly things that you'll be testing, like metal and rubber. But you can also store temperatures in here. It holds only a certain amount. But you also have a setting of where you can shut off the backlight of the screen, or you can shut off the laser, so you can measure. Let's say you're testing somebody's temperature and you don't want to be pointing a laser in their face. But in the automotive field, most likely you're going to have the laser on and the backlight on. This does have a temperature range reading of -50 degrees Celsius to 750 degrees Celsius, or -58 degrees Fahrenheit to 1,382 degrees Fahrenheit. So it does have a very wide range for the temperature. Now let's kind of get into, well, another thing I want to cover real quick is this has a 12-to-1 ratio. Basically, every 12 inches you're back from whatever you're measuring, it's reading a 1-inch square. So say you're 24 inches back, it's going to be reading a 2-inch square. So in the automotive field, I do suggest getting as close as you can to whatever you're reading to get that most accurate temperature. Some of the things you can use this on in the automotive field, I will just name a few, are coolant systems, AC systems, brakes, oil, exhaust. Those are just some of the things. If you guys know some more things that you can use this on in the automotive field, please leave a comment down below. But let's talk about the coolant system. You could use it and run it kind of across lower and upper radiator hoses or heater core hoses in order to find out if there's a plug in one of the heater hoses or anything like that. You can also check the radiator itself to see if it's plugged, or you can check the thermostat to know if you have coolant flowing through or if you have a bad thermostat. As far as brakes, you will come across in the automotive field, maybe somebody has dragging brakes, which is basically the brake pads or drum are applying themselves when the brake pedal is not pressed. So an easy way to determine which wheel it is that you're having problems with is after a test drive, you would just take a temperature reading of each tire, and there's going to be one or more that are going to be significantly higher temperatures. And that kind of narrows it down. Obviously, this doesn't fix anything, it just helps you narrow down where the problem is coming from. Something else, exhaust. So let's say you have a customer that comes in and the car runs fine just starting it, and it runs fine, but as soon as you drop and drive or try and move, the car almost dies or it does die. Now this is just an example. There could be many different scenarios where different things could be wrong, but one of the possible things could be a plugged exhaust. So you could run your temperature gun over the exhaust and say you find a really hot spot up by the engine, and as you go back you don't really get a temperature reading in the exhaust at all. You could have a plug in the exhaust, and this could help you find where it's at. Revving the engine up could be enough just to blow whatever's in the exhaust out, or you could have a pretty severe issue which could take a lot more work. You can also check, AC vents to compare with manufacturer specs to see if the AC is blowing the temperature that it should be, and you can check oil and all that. I would show you, but I'm trying to keep this video short. It's more about camera quality and stuff, and just informing you about what you would use this for in the automotive field. And this is great for do-it-yourselfers, this $15 one. Not only can you use it in the automotive field, but you can use it around the house. Say a child isn't feeling well, say you're testing the water in your house, it's not hot or as hot as you would like. Construction, landscaping, all that kinds of stuff. This is great for many things, and it can really save you some time of locating what is wrong with the vehicle. So I think I basically covered everything that I want to. Now keep in mind, these do range from $15 to $150 if you want that rechargeable feature, the attachments, and maybe a little bit more accurate reading. That's another thing I almost forgot to mention. This is accurate up to plus or minus 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, or I think it's about 1.3 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty damn accurate. It'll definitely, be accurate enough to tell you whether there's a clog in the system or not. But let me see if I showed you everything. It's a very simple system to use. You just point and shoot. Whenever in the automotive field, you want to be really close in order to get that most accurate reading, and just lock it in and compare it to your manufacturer's information. But that's basically it. Make sure to stay tuned for my upcoming 2 episodes of my favorite top 5 commonly used tools and my top 5 uncommonly used tools that I still love. Those should be some pretty good videos, and in that video I'll probably have you leave a comment down below of what your 5 favorite tools are. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. If you did, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below of what you guys think about the quality and everything. And if you've used an infrared thermometer, please let me know if you have any other things that you've used it on, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thank you guys.